Hello, my name is Salvador Razo Hernandez, and I want to introduce you to my new book titled The Mechanism of Creation in Relation to Our Current Manifestation, which you can order as an ebook to read on your spare time. Be sure to send me an email for more information about it. You can also order the entire collection of 20 books of the series Hero or Parasite, and as a member you can have access to all the books as I release them for one small price. I want to begin this video by saying that this book is not for everyone. I invite you to take the commentary provided as you would any type of work. A painting that is subjective, a photo that invites you to focus into that place and time, a story that has the best intentions of the author, myself. I make mistakes just as anybody else, especially when I'm trying to formulate and organizing ideas for my book. I am not here to convince you of anything. If you approach this book fighting every sentence, then you are just another victim of the mechanism, and you might not be ready for this book, and that's okay. Understanding the mechanism in relation to our current manifestation. I want to start with this book as an introduction to the series entitled Hero or Parasite, the first title that I'm going to publish in the series. In this book, I talk about the mechanism. I recently saw a series by the same name, and it gave me an idea for an introduction to a very complex theme. A person who does not understand the mechanism becomes a zombie without direction. Without wanting to understand the mechanism becomes your master, while you are deluded into thinking that you are living your own life. But this is a misconception. You're actually just a viewer. By understanding how the mechanism works, you avoid its chaos. You find true freedom, and you are in alignment with God and creation. What can you expect out of this book? You can expect to have a greater understanding of the underlying fabric of our existence as it relates to the mechanism explored in this book. I want to define this mechanism so you understand what I am talking about. The mechanism of the world, or the great snake, is a complex beast. It is the mother of all beasts. It is a beautiful illusion. It is a maker of illusions. It is the father of all misery. It exists almost invisible to us. It lurks in the dark, waiting to strike with its deadly venom at any chance it gets, especially when you're not aware. Its purpose is sacred by creation. Concerted hate is its perpetual continuation. The mechanism is a cancer that hides the cure. It plays a hide-and-seek game when it comes to liberating truth. The mechanism is the great herder of beasts. It is beyond form. It is a venom that holds the antidote hostage. The mother of all pretensions. A powerful wizard made out of alluring magic. A current that holds all of its electrons hostage. The mechanism is an artificial intelligence network capable of controlling entire nations, governments, and hordes of puppets, animals, pawns, and parasites. The beast can inhabit millions of people at the same time, and its infected victims are driven towards a single point. It is a machine of pain and bliss. Its purpose is to taint, misguide, enslave, and test your divine existence, your sacred mind, your body and soul. I want to share a paragraph of my book titled, Becoming the Master of Your Life is Easier Than You Think. I have great news for you. Facing the mechanism is easier than you think. Just do the opposite of what it wants. And if you think that is hard, well, that is the mechanism speaking as it drags you with its chains. I wrote this book to remind the beast in us to see the mechanism for what it is. Not just the tip of the iceberg, not just the veil, but the mechanism as a whole. All this will help you decide, plan, and organize your life in alignment with sacred creation and recuperate the reins of your life, as opposed to being pushed and pulled like an animal to a direction that is not of your choice. You have seen the warning signs. You have heard the horrors of pain that it causes. We have to take a minute to stop ourselves as we are headed towards a course that only benefits a beast. Take a minute to take a good look at your inner self, that space that no one else has access to, and analyze the state and health of your soul. If your soul is as sick as the mechanism that surrounds you, then it is time to do something drastic. Stop feeding the mechanism with more of your slumber and start cutting the chains of power that you have surrendered and on your path to liberty. The righteous path, the commendable path, we all deserve this illusion, and for the combined experience, we must be grateful. Parasites can't be heroes. No matter how many medals, awards, or certificates the mechanism gives them. It's so simple. When you are in alignment with nature, you win experience, knowledge, understanding, compassion, peacefulness, integrity, and moral character. You win all gains because there is no need for you to exert your superiority or compete over anything or anyone. Be a happy loser. It's liberating. You lose then your need for attachment. You lose your need to be understood. You lose the fear of making mistakes. You lose the power the mechanism holds over you. You lose the need to be right. And you lose the false hope, those ideals indoctrinated with limiting beliefs that you once held dear. You lose those beliefs that once were your relief and inspiration. You become a newer version of yourself, and you become the master of your life. How does the mechanism chain its slaves? In a mechanism that is entirely sick or infernal, your soul will be sick. Such as the world we live in today. We are sick not only in our current manifestation, but in the next iterations or manifestations of your soul, chained to be a puppet of hate, receiving orders from people, demons, or parasites sicker than you. A soul chained by the mechanism is stripped of its humanism. I want to repeat the sentence. A soul chained by the mechanism is devoid of its humanism. In other words, these people are no longer humans. They will think themselves as humans, but this is the only the illusion that the mechanism presents. It is an error to attempt to negotiate with these puppets. demons, and animals. The majority of times it is only a trap. Not of the victims, the puppets, demons, and animals. The majority of times it's only a trap. Not of the victims, the puppets, but of the mechanism. You need to start looking at people as who they really are: zombies and pawns to perdition, and non-human. They have lost their humanity. That is why the mechanism has a strong hold on them, and you must act accordingly. You'll only lose time if you negotiate with these beasts. These torture slaves, in order to keep free from suffering, have become or are perpetual pawns to the mechanism, breeding and fueling more hate and ignorance as their illusion of power grows, or as their life of comfort is protected without actually being productive for the common good in life. These people are interested in their own selves, their ego, their family, their possessions, their country, their comfort. In reality, the chains attached to their beast are almost unbreakable. Yes, the mechanism will seem to grant their desires, offer protection, and provide for their survival, while their humanism and treatment to others will deteriorate. All of this is the work of the mechanism. The outsider versus the insider, the colonizer against the immigrant, the weak versus the strong, the rich versus the poor, the advanced society against the native population, the superior technology versus the primitive, the working class against the elite, demons against humans, the ugly against the beautiful, the old versus the young, the uneducated versus the educated. I could go on and on. It is another subject that I talk more about later in the book, the internal and external, and how it relates to your current manifestation. I want to share another paragraph of my book. Understanding the complexity of that mechanism. The mechanism can use its power to control you like a puppet to further its agenda. Yes, even saints are prone to this power. To resist it is to free yourself from it. Remember, the mechanism has no hands. It has no body. It has the body of all that surrounds your environment, your family, someone close, all their animals, all its animals, puppets, beasts, and demons. The great misconception is to think that God or creation would not allow us to become puppets to a great beast, but that is the purpose of the terrenal world. The great misconception is to think that God or creation would not allow us to become puppets to a great beast. In other words, why would God give so much power to a beast? The power to control us, your body, your mind, and your soul. Well, that is because the mechanism's power is sacred and necessary. As Earth is a dimension that includes not just humans, but other entities who are in a prison of total control. Humans and all the innocent are but the bait to their envy, to their lust and control. In other words, in their lust for control, they have become perpetual victims of their demise. So, to explain this, be sure to order the book as I go and explain the intelligent creation. Another misconception is to think that all this misery happens only in very dark places, like cities or third world countries, but you must know it is happening everywhere, even in the most peaceful communities and towns. Most of the people who are in charge of order, the leaders, are actually in charge of keeping the disorder at work, knowingly and unknowingly. If you take anything out of this book, is this: the mechanism wins by ruining your life while pretending to everybody else the opposite. Remember, it is the mother of all pretensions. The end of the mechanism is the end of our addiction to ruin people's lives with our actions